Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Alhikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qur'ans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Generous brothers and sisters are kindly requested to give from their zakat and sadaqah to Alhikmat services so we can provide Islamic materials and literature to brothers and sisters in correctional institutions, plus to new Muslims and non-Muslims who are needy and seeking to learn Islam, inshallah. For more information, contact Al-Hikmah office at 954-986-0158 or visit our website www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Alhikmat Services Inc., or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal, www.alhikmat.com.
We're praying Salah, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Al-Hikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the creator of Adam and Eve. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the...
Al-Hikmat has been serving the Muslim and non-Muslim communities for the past 30 years through the publishing and distribution of Islamic literature and radio, and also TV programs, plus interfaith activities. Due to the demand and many requests of non-Muslims and new Muslims for Islamic literature, we request you to donate generously $1 fi sabilillah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards distribution of the Holy Quran, Al-Hikmat TV 24/7 online, Dawah publications, Surah and Zikr books, genealogy of the prophets, feeding and clothing the poor, orphans, and the needy, students seeking to study Islam, printing of Islamic publications, our monthly Muslim magazine, One God, Same Religion Dawah brochures, Quranic Arabic reader with Tajweed for students. And also to support our Dawah activities, you can also contact Al-Hikmat offices at 954-986-0158 at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit our website at www.alhikmat.com. That is www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Al-Hikmat Services Incorporated, or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal at www.alhikmat.com.
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orangefield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrackport. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
Ya Nabi, Salam Alayka, Ya Habib.
Bounty Kings Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342, or you can also email us at bountykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products.
सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह तेरे सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
This is our grand opening, our formal opening of Alhikmat.
Give a little update on Alhikmat because this is the formal opening. It's about Alhikmat. Why we are here in Trinidad, what is our purpose, what we hope to achieve, inshallah.
Alhikmat is such a beautiful journey which has such a powerful name which is rooted in wisdom. But when I thought about it, there's perhaps one word better to describe this in conjunction, and it is khidmah, or service.
And I saw all religion, Catholics, I saw Jews, I saw everybody, and they were so comfortable.
While in America they were burning mosques and destroying mosques, you were building bridges. You were building bridges with the Jews. You were building bridges with the Christians. You were building bridges with the Anglicans, and you were doing something that very few were doing.
But are we doing our part in stepping out of our khutbah, in stepping out of our masjid, in stepping out of our madras? Are we doing our part to go and reclaim the true Islam that Trinidad and Tobago should see? Take notice. Sajjal ana Arabi. Take note, I am Arab. Or Sajjal ana Muslim. Take note that I am Muslim. And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. It is a pleasure indeed to have with us in Alhikmat studio Reverend Gary Chidester. Welcome to the show, Reverend Gary.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
It's really a pleasure to have you with us. A man of your schedule, you got such a big program, a big schedule, big activities all over the world you are involved in. And for you to take that time to be with us, it's really an honor, it's really a pleasure. So I need to let our guests know a little bit on who you are. Reverend Chidester, he is in charge of 6 states in the United States of America on the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. He's also in charge of 16 churches. So a man of his stature to be with us, to get the time to be with us, is very unique. So may God bless him, and we look forward to learn and hear from his experiences and what he can share with us and share with you, the viewers, throughout the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, some of the states that you are in charge of, Florida, we know, yes. Puerto Rico,
and Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana.
Wow.
But this organization was founded by the Reverend Sun Myung Moon of Korea, and it was founded originally in 1954 in Korea, came to America in 58, and then since then it's grown to be an international organization in 192 countries.
Wow. And I mean, we all know that Reverend Sun Myung Moon has done so much, and his wife, Reverend Mother Moon, as we call her, is still doing so much for the world and for humanity, for peace, for love, interfaith, bringing people together. I think you're very much chosen to be one of those people to represent this organization.
Thank you very much, yes. Yeah. We just were in Korea, and we had to see her. She spoke on 5 different meetings there, and
which was a pleasure for me to be there with you also.
Could come, because even though there was 200 ministers from America coming, we also wanted to include clergy of other faiths. So of course we did have a few Muslim leaders. One was from Orange County, and
one was from
California, and one
Detroit, and myself. 3.
Right. Yes, and then we also had Roman Catholic priests. We had the representatives of the Buddhists. I remember seeing somebody in a Buddhist robe. I never met the gentleman, but I did see him there.
Yes.
So to give this dimension
also,
of
you had
world peace.
200 ACLC clergy, American Clergy Leadership Council
Conference. American Clergy Leadership Conference was also founded by Reverend Moon to be an interfaith outreach.
Okay.
But it's the goal is not just to serve in America, but to help the world. So they originally was founded in Korea, but they've had projects in the Middle East in 2003 until 2009. They had many peace initiatives, the Middle East Peace Initiative, where we went to Gaza Strip as well as Jerusalem, and we held many like peace accords with ministers from America.
I was blessed and chosen to go to Jerusalem as an ACLC member, as we say, or clergy member by the organization. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes, I believe we were doing some follow-up programs there.
Yes.
But this time we wanted, because of the tension on the peninsula between North and South Korea, and North Korea to the world, really, because of its buildup of nuclear energy and missiles and stuff, then there's a need for prayer. So we called prayer, and American Clergy Leadership Conference responded, and there was 200 ministers to meet at this conference we had for 4 days there. You know,
yes, no, that was really interesting. Actually, I did not realize that you had one of the top and head imam of South Korea.
Yes.
He was also at the conference.
That's right. That's true.
Yes, he was also there at the conference. So the sort of interfaith and community work that their organization is doing is really phenomenal. But before we get a little more into the conference and the purpose of the conference in South Korea this year, 2017, could you share with our viewers worldwide a little more on some of the activities that Reverend Moon, Reverend Father Sun Myung Moon, and I want to make sure I have the name properly.
Yes, Sun Myung Moon.
And Reverend Mother Moon, as they call,
Dr.
and they're
Hakcha
known,
Moon, yes.
Dr. Hakcha Moon. Some of the international and community things that they have been doing, because I mean, it's phenomenal. Looking at the kind of people, the kind of turnout, the kind of support, the kind of things that they have been doing is really unique.
Yeah, he passed away in 2012 at 93 years of age. But while he was young, you know, he received a calling. He felt Jesus Christ appeared to him when he was 16. And then after that, he started creating an organization in Korea. But he was even talking about international work then. So he came to America in 1971. And after that, he began to travel
So when you say Korea, that was before they separated?
That's correct. He was actually born in what is now North Korea. And he was sent to, because he was preaching at that time when it was illegal, it was under communist control, he was sent to a communist prison camp for 3 years, you know, one of these death camps, so to speak.
But that's unique. So because he believed in God,
yes,
and because he started preaching the word of God, they put him in jail.
Yes, and the irony is...
And I think our viewers need to know that, because a lot of people don't know the kind of sacrifice and the kind of things he did towards his achievements now.
Yes, he set up, because of this early experience, he knew the need for international unity, but Jesus just didn't call him to start a new church, but to bring together all the brokenness, to make a unity of Christianity. So that's why he called his organization, the first organization, the Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity. So he was talking about world back in a time when the Korean Peninsula was in, you know, it was in 1954. So it was devastated from the Korean War. They had, but from that vision, he knew that Christians have to work together, but not just Christians, that God loves all people and God is actively working in all faiths. And he had these experiences which showed him that there's only one God, but God expresses himself and people respond to that vision. And but from that, he wanted to bring
only
people
16,
together. Yeah, when he was 16.
When he got that call.
Yes. But by the time 1970, when he could come to America and also do world traveling, he set up organizations in 65 countries at that time. And then from that, he could start outreaching to other people. So ultimately, he created international organizations like Interfaith, but also he set up like science conference. That was in the 70s, in which he brought together people of science, Nobel Prize winners, and he had a series of science conferences, like one every year for a period of like 7 or 8 years, in which they had themes of how do you bring faith into reality, so to speak. And then he also, at the same time, he set up schools and seminaries. He also set up media organizations. He set up the New World, it was the, World Times, I'm sorry, and that later evolved into the Washington Times.
Washington Times,
and then that's still around today, and it's a very, powerful impression it makes on the government, to its
I visited that building, right? Washington Times in Washington.
In Washington, D.C., yes.
Yes, Washington, D.C. I think I've been there a couple of years ago and visited it.
So he founded religious organizations, he founded educational organizations.
And he was a founder of that Interfaith Institute in New York.
That's right, there's an Interfaith Institute.
Called Barrytown? Is it Barrytown?
Yes, in Barrytown, New York, but we call it Unification Theological Seminary, but part of that branch is Interfaith, where you have where we brought in speakers from world religions to come and speak there. So it's not a seminary just to teach our own ideological tenets of faith, but to make our members aware of how people of faith think and feel and live and love all over the world. And we're supposed to be the bridge makers, the bridge builders, the mediators. And
I really like that, because when I visited that Barrytown University, I saw the different areas for different faiths and all the different symbols of all the different faiths that the students were taught.
Right, and we do have students from different places that come there to study their own faith. Maybe their faith doesn't have a school, but we can help them perfect the studies so that they can become qualified as leaders in their own faith. So we're more interested in people connecting to God as they know them rather than conversion. But I mean, that's just the way that we feel our calling is, to be bridge builders, not wall builders, if you will.
Excellent, excellent.
But I did want to mention what it evolved into was later talking about family issues. And we end up believing in the marriage as being the most sanctified place, the holy place that God can really dwell. So we really work toward international marriages to bless and anoint them. So we have what's called the International Blessing Movement, which people of all faiths can participate with, husbands and wives, recommitting themselves unto God. Because many times marriages are built on maybe they met somebody in their faith, or maybe they met them in a bar. I don't know. In America, there's various ways you meet people. But they get married, but it's on
Or maybe you met them online.
Online. And it's fine. It's for an individual course, and you feel like, oh, this is for me. My wife is for me. It's to fulfill some of my needs. But what's to evolve faith is to say our love for each other is meant to save the world, meant to help the world feel God's love. So once you become that, then every faith now have these blessings that Reverend Moon started, but it's happening in the Christian churches. It's happening in, like for example, in Nepal, which is not a Christian nation. It's a Buddhist nation.
Yes.
But they're having the blessing there, not to convert them to Christianity or anything, but to be able to make marriages no domestic violence, because they have a high domestic violence.
I do admire the fact that you concentrate a lot on early marriage.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, like this cosmic blessing, we called it, that you witnessed
in South Korea, right?
Yeah, we have it every year.
They had a couple thousands.
Yes, 2,000 young couples, first time.
2,000 young couples
that committed themselves not just to each other, but to God and their community, their village, but also their nation, and also international. There was also international couples there too.
They're very much encouraged to marry at an early age.
That's true. Yes.
Because in it, they also have keep your virginity.
That's right.
Until marriage.
That's really a strong tenet in the faith.
And I've seen that, and I do admire that, because that is so very Islamic.
Yes. Keep
your virginity for your marriage.
Yes.
And I know that Family Federation concentrate a lot on that. That's why it is easy to connect early marriage.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Because the longer you take to get married, it may automatically get lost.
Yes. Well,
you get lost or get taken, right?
Something.
Whatever happens. But you know, that is so very realistic and practical, Reverend Gary. You know, I mean, a lot of people don't understand, but as you rightly said, Family Federation and Reverend Moon looking at this vision, keeping the family together, I mean, that's a bond.
Yes.
That's how God has established things for man and woman to be together, keep that bond, the family, keep the love together. That, I mean, so when Reverend Mother Moon came to America at the Madison Square Garden,
July 15.
July 15, did they have a marriage blessing also?
They did not. No, it was mainly her giving a keynote address talking about peace starts with me. And that was her theme, that we end up finding peace through our relationship with God. And that's the peace of the world begins with individuals who really connect with God. And then once you connect with God, then when you have a spouse, and that spouse is connected with God, then you have a stronger basis for a lasting family. Because most families in America, as you know, not just in America, but around the world, there's ends in divorce in many cases. So what's going to make a secure marriage is connecting to God first.
So that is so phenomenal. That is unique. So when you said international marriage, what did you mean? Connecting people from different countries?
Countries and races and even backgrounds.
So these marriages are arranged? How we go about that?
Well, when Reverend Moon was alive, he did arrange them. Actually, he was known as a big matchmaker, and I was involved in one of those in Madison Square Garden in July of
So your marriage is one of those matchmaking
That's
marriages?
right, when Reverend Moon matched. But after he ascended, after he passed away, Dr. Moon, Mother Moon, felt that now is a different age, and so many of them are arranged by their families. And in which case the parents arrange it, very similar to other faiths.
Well, of course.
You know, yes.
You know, Islam has been blamed by the West for being primitive and outdated because, you know, families are encouraged to arrange the marriage. And they have misinterpreted that to mean forced marriage.
Right.
But an arranged marriage is not a forced marriage. It's just...
It's
like
a different dimension because it includes the family.
Yes.
It's a family level. Before, it's an individual marriage.
No, you know, it's like what people call today some dating professional system. So you have professionals who encourage people to come together, introduce them to each other, and make the settings. That's
right.
not a forced marriage. So when families bring, or when Reverend Moon would have...
Before, in the past, he would match people.
Well, even though it's
because
an
he
arrangement.
had a special gift. He had a special gift.
Okay,
but Mrs. Moon realizes she does. She said, I don't have this gift, but I know God is working through families. So when the parents pray and they're seeking somebody for their child, it's not just you're marrying as individuals, but you're marrying to families, to lineages, and your descendants will be the merging of these two families. Now, what if these families had been...
matching people is still not forcing people.
No. It's all real. You can say no.
He was spiritual. He was respected.
That's correct.
So the people took his guidance, and that's what we had with our teachers and our forefathers. The elders will match families and match people and say, okay, you guys agree with that, the father, you guys agree, and they make the match.
Yes.
But the point I'm saying, you know, as an American, you as an American, and you will serve as a good voice for the world, because why I want to talk this with you, Reverend Gary, it's because of the fact that we have a lot of people in the Muslim world nowadays, even in the East and the Far East and wherever, who think, well, this was very primitive and outdated and we Muslims are modern. But here are you as an American, and Americans in this time in the world still believe that, you know, you should encourage the families to match people together, meaning it's a bond between the families. They need to know each other. They need to be compatible. They need to have some sort of thing. And I love the point that you made. God should be the priority that brings the people together.
Yes, thank you so much for pointing that out.
That's really unique.
That's really good. And the thing is, with the world, particularly in America, we look at individualism, and we think radical individualism is lifted up as a high virtue. But radical individualism actually hurts families, because then you're like me against the world. I don't want to listen to my parents. I don't want to listen to my teachers. I know what's best for me. And in many cases, as you know, if you're a young person, and an older person too, no, you have to include others. You include your neighbors. You include your friends. You include and your life is including the community. And so if your marriage, which is a key thing that's building character, but also descendants come from, it's a key toward building the kingdom of heaven, is through families coming together. And Reverend Moon emphasized enemy nations. So, for example, in Korea and Japan, they'd been enemies for 4,000 years. But if you have two people from those cultures marry, the children then bring together the grandparents, who maybe were enemies, but now they see the same grandchild from the eyes of love, and actually will heal the division between enemy nations. So he saw it as a way to help heal the world, bring peace in the world.
But that's a very interesting vision, because the offsprings sometimes bring the people.
Yes.
Or sometimes change the vision that they had, which was not really on the right path.
Yeah, because if a child has both, let's say, Korean and Japanese grandparents, they want to respect both. Therefore, they find a balance and they find a bridge to do both. Now, so in America, we were matched to somebody like, my wife came from Italy, which was a former enemy nation during World War II. But others have maybe German, like you met Reverend Tom Cutts, his wife came from Germany. So America and Germany had ancestors that had been fighting. But by bringing together that in a marriage with love blossoms and in children born and raised, it heals all the divisions of the past.
I think it heals, it strengthens, it creates a whole different vision and a different bond. It is a real spiritual vision. And even the name speaks for itself. Family Federation for World Peace. Unification. That's really unique. But anyhow, Reverend, we know...
You witnessed the marriage that took place there. There was 20,000 couples that day that was blessed all over the world. In the stadium you were in, there was 2,500 couples. But at the same time, broadcast around the world simultaneous in London, in Germany, as well as Singapore and Hong Kong. They had simultaneous blessings.
Oh, at the same time?
Yes, and because of the modern technology. And then Mrs. Moon could then pray over all these blessings. And then we had the different people from different backgrounds also pray for the success of the blessing of these couples, of all these couples around the world. And so 20,000 couples were blessed that day.
Wow, that's interesting. Anyhow, we have been speaking for more than 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm
Would you
sorry.
imagine? No, that's unique. No, but when things get nice and the conversation is good, the time just goes.
Oh,
you
yes.
don't get bored, and I really enjoy that. So we got to go on a break, and when we come back, we're going to touch a little more on that peace mission in South Korea and why and what has come out of it, so viewers worldwide will have a better idea.
Yes,
all right?
thank you.
So thank you very much, Reverend Gary. And we have been speaking to Reverend Gary, who is the district pastor for the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification.
We're praying for that, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet ﷺ. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Alhikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the creator of Adam and Eve. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrackport. Or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
Ya Nabi, Salam Alayka, Ya Habib.
Bounty Kings, Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342, or you can also email us at bountykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products.
सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह तेरे सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Welcome back to Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. It is indeed a pleasure to have with us Reverend Gary Chidester on Alhikmat TV and in Alhikmat Studio. And again, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I know during the break we were discussing a couple of issues because there are so many things that we can discuss around Family Federation, the Unification Church, the American Clergy Leadership Conference.
Yes.
But something I think our audience and our viewers worldwide will be very interested in knowing about. That conference that was held a couple of weeks ago in South Korea for world peace and with the present situation of North Korea and all the 9 years that are happening, could you share something around that?
Yes,
viewers, please.
We had been planting this trip, for many months, but then it just happened to be the test for the hydrogen bomb was done like the day before I was supposed to leave to go there.
I know.
And then my wife was saying, "They're setting off bombs there. Why are you going there?"
I know everyone was telling me that also. So why South Korea? And why this time? Yeah.
But the vision that Dr. Moon, Hak Jahan Moon, Mother Moon, wanted to have was that Christianity in Korea would be a enhancement of its foundation, and also having world clergy there praying for peace. So we invited. Actually, originally the goal was 172, but we ended up having close to 300 people invited, 330 invited that said they'd like to go, but because of space and all, and we ended up having 200, and there was 220 actually, clergy from various faiths that was coming to pray for peace. And all of them also, not all, many of them told me also, their families, their friends, even their churches, their congregations said, "Why are you going when bombs are going off? Don't you know it's dangerous?"
Yes, yes.
But actually, I have to say it was the most peaceful time. It was a very remarkable experience.
It was.
We were filled with prayer. And I feel like that's the step that we really need, is to pray for peace, pray for unity. And the Creator God can be able to come and help humans embrace each other and bring peace.
You know, Reverend, I tell people that all the time. United Nations, the politicians, the presidents, they need to do and have some sort of consultation with religious leaders.
Yes.
If you want to get world peace, you have to. Because presidents, you got President Trump, you got Mr. Kim in North Korea. It's all about ego and power and my ability and who is better than who. But religious leaders will encourage them to look at the God consciousness and to look at more the lives of people, the love and the peace in the world. And we can, unite together and be a better people. At the end of the day, even though we are different countries, we are one people.
That's right.
We are one people of God.
All one family.
All one big family.
Yeah. And it was shown in New York, in Washington, D.C. last December. Mrs. Moon, Mother Moon, brought together politicians in America, together in Washington, D.C., and there was 90 politicians from both sides of the aisle. Now, remember, this was right after the election. Friction was very high. Nobody wanted to sit with each other. They had bad names for each other. And yet, we brought a peaceful, it was part of the peace efforts that we were doing at that time. And yet, they could all come together peacefully to talk about supporting the idea of family and family value issues. And Mrs. Moon spoke on Capitol Hill in Congress. In one of the rooms, it was actually a Senate office building, the Russell office building.
Okay.
And it was called the Kennedy room or something in there. And there was many of them, and they just didn't come and and stay 5 minutes and walk away. They stayed for 90 minutes. I mean, it was 90 congressmen, senators from both sides of the aisle. So we're the only group that could bring them together during that tense time, because they know who we are, and they know that we are bridge builders, and we really are genuinely seeking peace. And so we wanted to do the same thing on the international level, to bring together these ministers in America, clergy in America, to Korea, and to be a voice for peace. And it's like with two brothers are fighting, let's say in your household, if mama comes into the room and they say, stop fighting, they stop fighting, right? So when the parents are there, the children stop fighting. So if we have the parental heart representing God, of course, God is our ultimate parent. It's God really doing it, but we're becoming like his voice. Then people of faith can become that kind of parental figure, and then people will stop fighting. The brothers will stop
because,
fighting.
You know, human beings are a representative of God on earth. He has created human beings with that sort of ability, that power. But if only we would connect with him, we would be able to have that divine sort of spiritual ability to do that. And we need it. So tell me, share with our audience a little bit about the defense minister of South Korea. When he attended the conference.
The conference actually had 3 parts. We had a 3 or 4 day conference with the ministers themselves, in which they were focused on bringing peace and praying for peace, and then the theme was Peace Starts With Me. And then how to go back to the congregations and do it. And then the next day, on September 7th, was the great meeting they had in the 25,000 seating stadium, where we had the cosmic blessing, which we referred to before, the wedding, but also it was the 5th anniversary of the passing of Reverend Sun Myung Moon, who died in 2012. And then they had
and that stadium is phenomenal.
Oh, yes.
You know, it is one of the most fascinating stage I have seen. The technological, the technology, let's be real, they had the kind of technological facilities, you know, it was really interesting. It was interesting.
And that way you had different people performing from around the world. We had Brazilian dancers, we had dancers from Africa doing the African dances. We have, of course, South Korean and Japan. But America, we had the ministers themselves came and performed gospel music, and because most of them were African American. And but it was a celebration, a festival of peace and also culture. Then the next day we had the opening of the new museum, because one thing Dr. Moon is doing, the 7,000 acres there in that part of Korea that's owned by our movement, the 7 mountains and 7,000 acres. And she's building like a model of
7,000 acres.
Yes, and so she's creating international village there, where one part's like for one type of people. You know, we have a building that's just Filipino, one that's Nepal, another one that's like African, and they come there and study and like that. So one of the new museums that's going to open in next year, they did the groundbreaking this year, and it happened the day after the meeting in the stadium. And it was called the, let me get the correct name, the Chunji Sunhak Wan site, which Wan means like museum, Chunji Sunhak Wan site. And it was the opening of the new museum.
The name of that area is called Chunji, right?
Yes, there's Sunhak is the closest city, I think, but in Chunji.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. But the defense minister of the country came and spoke. And at the opening of this museum, now this museum's already been booked. They're going to have art galleries, and not just Korean art, but international art. There's already art figures from even Germany and also in other countries that's going to be showing their art in the art galleries. Also, concerts will be there. Performances from theater groups will be there, international theater groups. So already it's booked. It hasn't even been built yet, right? We're starting the building now. I don't know if they could see the picture there, but that's the picture, the photo of it that was on the program. But the defense minister of the country came, similar to our Secretary of Defense. Why would he come to a place? We're not putting missiles there, we're not building walls. And this is like 50 miles from the demilitarized zone, from the border of North Korea. And but he said the most important defense is defense of culture, is who we are and what we are as a people. And so this museum wasn't just going to be for South Korean culture, or Korean culture in general. They will have Korean dancers and theater and art, but also international, Western like European, also South American, also other parts of Asia art. So it's an international civilization. It's a celebration of civilization. And through this is the best defense Korea can have for the world, to show it has an international part they can share with the world. So he was celebrating.
The world is connected with them. They're
That's
connected with the world.
That's right. They're not alone.
Right,
and it's the same thing in any country. Imagine if you had people you knew from other countries, and all of a sudden you have a confrontation or a bad apple or a war. You have other friends come to your, allies come to your aid. So I think that that's the concept of not just physical countries and not just using weapons of defense, but culture. And we have a lot to share as human beings. That we have a lot that we appreciate: the music, the dance, the physical art, that every culture produces. But we also have an international appreciation for that.
Right.
And so this is really what was being put forward there. The governor of the province had come and he said, he welcomed all the jobs it was bringing and all the, those kind of things, the money you're bringing into the province. But the National Defense Director, when he spoke, he talked about how we defend our country by showing how we appreciate the world. So I think that's a valuable lesson, all of us.
Of course.
In America, if we appreciate the people of the world who've come here, that's our best national defense,
yes,
if you will.
Yes, because it's a sign of strength.
Yes.
When you appreciate and you work together and you bring the love and the feelings of other people and the affection for other people, that in itself, you bring hearts together, you bring minds together. That's power, that's strength. Thank you very much for viewing Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. And of course, Reverend Gary Chidester, it has been a pleasure to have you with us in Alhikmat TV on Global Issues on Alhikmat TV 24/7 online. Feel free to come again. It would be an honor to have you for us to discuss more issues and other aspects of the Family Federation. So thank you, brothers and sisters and viewers worldwide.
Alhikmat has been serving the Muslim and non-Muslim communities for the past 30 years through the publishing and distribution of Islamic literature and radio, and also TV programs, plus interfaith activities. Due to the demand and many requests of non-Muslims and new Muslims for Islamic literature, we request you to donate generously $1 fi sabilillah in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards distribution of the Holy Quran, Alhikmat TV 24/7 online, Dawah publications, Surah and Zikr books, genealogy of the prophets, feeding and clothing the poor, orphans, and the needy, students seeking to study Islam, printing of Islamic publications, our monthly Muslim magazine, One God, Same Religion Dawah brochures, Quranic Arabic reader with Tajweed for students, and also to support our Dawah activities, you can also contact Al-Hikmat offices at 954-986-0158, at 954-986-0158, or you can also visit our website at www.alhikmat.com. That is www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Alhikmat Services Incorporated, or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal at www.alhikmat.com. This is our grand opening, our formal opening of Alhikmat.
Give a little update on Alhikmat, because this is the formal opening. It's about Alhikmat. Why we are here in Trinidad, what is our purpose, what we hope to achieve, inshallah.
Alhikmat is such a beautiful journey which has such a powerful name, which is rooted in wisdom. But when I thought about it, there's perhaps one word better to describe this in conjunction, and it is khidmah, or service.
And I saw all religion, Catholics, I saw Jews, I saw everybody, and they were so comfortable.
While in America they were burning mosques and destroying mosques, you were building bridges. You were building bridges with the Jews. You were building bridges with the Christians. You were building bridges with the Anglicans. And you were doing something that very few were doing.
But are we doing our part in stepping out of our khutbah, in stepping out of our masjid, in stepping out of our madras? Are we doing our part to go and reclaim the true Islam that Trinidad and Tobago should see? Take notice. Sajjal ana Arabi. Take note, I am Arab. Or Sajjal ana Muslim. Take note that I am Muslim. And this is the truth of what it should be. You see, this is why I am so pleased to come here today, to support the work of Alhikmat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Due to the negative propaganda against the Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has become imperative upon us to spread the message of the Quran, inshallah. Therefore, Al-Hikmat kindly requests your support to pledge and sponsor 100,000 Quran drives on CDs. Join us sponsoring Qurans on CDs for free distribution fi sabilillah for Muslims and non-Muslims worldwide. You can also sponsor on behalf of family members and relatives that have passed away as Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Al-Hikmat TV presents a great way to spread the Sunnah. Have a Sunnah attitude. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter 33 verse 21, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, لَقَدْ كَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنًا, that ye indeed in the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a beautiful pattern of conduct. Join us for our 100,000 t-shirt drive. For more details or to place an order, contact Al-Hikmat services at 1-800-804-0267, or you can visit us on our website at www.alhikmattv.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Generous brothers and sisters are kindly requested to give from their zakat and sadaqah to Al-Hikmat services so we can provide Islamic materials and literature to brothers and sisters in correctional institutions, plus to new Muslims and non-Muslims who are needy and seeking to learn Islam, inshallah. For more information, contact Al-Hikmat office at 954-986-0158 or visit our website www.alhikmat.com. You can also make checks payable to Al-Hikmat Services Inc., or you can donate with a credit card on PayPal, www.alhikmat.com.
We're praying for that, right? Well, you see brothers and brothers fighting for money and property. Sisters, brothers, fathers, children. Look at our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 1400 years ago, he said, I don't fear that you guys will do shirk, assign partners to Allah. But my fear is you will envy your brother and your sister for worldly things. When they have these worldly accomplishments, you will envy it.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah gives hikmat, wisdom, to whomsoever He wills. And whomsoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding will benefit from the reminder. Tune in to Al-Hikmat TV for khutbahs, lectures, and Islamic reminders. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the creator of Adam and Eve. Allah is the creator of the universe. Allah is the
Wafiq Transport Limited. Contact 715-6463 or 673-0152. Located at 86 Orenfield Road, Karapi, Chima. Services include vacuum, septic services, sock pile, sand gravel, etc., trailers, heavy equipment for sale such as flatbeds, drop decks, container trailers, and lots more.
Southern Hatcheries Limited. Suppliers of both live and processed broiler chickens. Parts available in both tray packs and case bags to suit your needs. Leg and thighs, wings, liver and gizzard. Also suppliers of both live and processed ducks. All meats strictly halal. Visit us at 440 Komodo Road, Barrackport, or call us at 654-3938 or 361-08.
Ya Nabi, Salam Alayka, Ya Habib.
Bounty Kings, Bounty Castles presents brand new luxury castles for all events. You can contact us at telephone number 749-4342, or you can also email us at bountykings1@gmail.com. A-Class Glamour presents to you wholesaling and retailing of premium lines of cosmetics for all skin types, designer jewelry, and many accessories. Brands include ColourPop, Maybelline, Revlon Professional, Urban Decay, Sephora, and many more. To get a hold of these products, you can call Sadiq Khan at 345-5824 or Amira Khan at 759-6089. You can also visit our Facebook page at A-Class Glamour to follow for newly released lines of products.
सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह तेरे सदक़े में आका सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह.
If you'd like to advertise or be a sponsor of this show, please contact Alhikmat office. Telephone number 1954-986-0158 or 1-868-325-8276. Or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Truly he is the one, he has no father or son.